I subscribed to this guy for a little bit because I play Shinobi Strikers on this channel a lot, and I decided to just have this lovely time to really just sit and talk. This is gonna be a kind of lengthy video of me just talking about my love for Shinobi Strikers at the moment because, to be honest with you, it's really fun to play. Besides the cheaters and meta, it's really fun to play. It's I like how competitive it is at times. I'm not surprised that it does. It's not like has a wider appearance. I'm not surprised that it's not like on esports or anything like that. But it's just so much to say. But I'm going to. But instead of trying to jump it all in one video, I'll separate it. But we're not here for that. We're here for this lovely character, this defensive character that I've been waiting for. And it makes sense for him to be a defense. I'm so excited. Let's see what's happening. Let's keep going from there.
New DLC for Naruto the Boruto Shinobi Striker is on its way. Yes, a Shiki Atsutsuki V-Jump scan has been released and we have the full translations, but there's a secret hidden map that you have never seen before. We're going to take a closer look at that. Let's go, babe. You got to give a huge shout out to PS360. It's always giving...
I love the V jump scans. They help out so much with so many different things. And so many other games also, not just this. This is just one of many. It's just so amazing. These V jump scans just pop up and then you just I go back to Japan so bad.
The V-Jump scan, but you'll notice something. There's a blue logo right...
I saw part of this video already, so I kind of already knew that he was going to do the whole. He's surprised he's a defense. Some people were surprised by that. I'm like, no, it kind of made sense for him to be a defense. I couldn't really see him being an attacker. I mean, I could see him being an attacker. One thing I didn't see him being was a range. It would have been insane if he was a range. I want to see what jutsus he's bringing to the table and what to really prepare for. Because I love playing defense. That's probably one of my favorite classes outside of healer. And I'm starting to get better with range so I can basically be what I want to be, and that's a jack of all trades. I want to be able to do good in all categories. I have a good range build and I have a solid healing build. I have a few for those two, and for defense, don't get me wrong, because I try not to interrupt a certain someone's combos. I have a good defensive build also. I think it's better for more of combat or something that I'm not really too physically in the battle. But yeah, I think overall, I think I do pretty good at what I do. Attack is probably the thing I'm the lowest at the moment. I need to do much better at that. But yeah, we'll just keep going from here.
By the hand of Ishiki, it's a defense logo. Some people are a little bit surprised by that. What did he ever defend? Don't worry, in the translation of all his jutsus. And what are we getting with that man, Mr. Atsutsuki? Obviously, rank 1 Shinobi Master Open. Then we're getting a new ninjutsu called Shobe Kunakana. I don't know how to pronounce that. Next up, we have a Shiki style for men and women. Ninjutsu Mo, and then we have a Daiko Kuden, and then Shinobi Boost Operative, and then we're getting his earrings, and we're getting his black cane, which is actually pretty crazy. Then we're getting some more Shinobi Boost, and an honorary title as General. Introduce yourself.
General sounds like an amazing title. I'm sorry. I thought I put it on. I'm surprised I didn't. I was just gonna put on Do Not Disturb so we don't get no notifications while we continue the rest of this. General sounds like a really amazing title in comparisons. I really think this will be really good. We'll see. We'll see what this does. We'll see what it does first.
Instantly in front of your enemy, and this will be able to make prop attacks. Enemies close attacking ninjutsu are subject to time and space ninjutsu. The technique is prolapse. Additional power is added to the enemy's plane, which occurs in the hanga. I don't know exactly what that means. Might be a mispronunciation. It seems like his ultimate is going to be the giant black boxes that we see him rain down on people. Personally, I wanted 1,000
black sky
that he did with the iron, whatever type of metal it was, and when he did it on multiple different people in Boruto. The attack speed of the player who adds the power to the technique. Attack and follow-up speed is increased behind the object move. This is similar to Demon Slayer, Demon Hunter,
Okay, I'm about
similar
to
to
say.
that ninjutsu from the Zabuza DLC. I think this is going to boost your attack and power speed. If you do look closer, you will see a place that we have never seen before in any of Shinobi.
So we're gonna be getting a new map, which makes perfect sense. To be perfectly honest, I want to also side note from all this. I want to say this: if Shinobi Strikers is really about to change up a lot of different things for this and try to get this in a wider range of appeal, or just cater to the fans that they currently have and try to get maybe a few more in there, one thing has to change. You have to fix the player save data. I don't mind losing a game or two against just a better team. That's fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. I never will. But I do have a problem with you coming out with all these DLCs and all this stuff. But I can go play a baseball flag combat barrier, and then I'm in the middle of being like the game just starts and he's already in Kurma Link mode and I'm getting killed by Kurma now, and I'm like, wait, we just started. Him getting one tapped. I'm not talking. Oh, he did a combo that left me. No, he just hit me one time and I'm dead. No, I prefer not to have that personally. Just me personally. Please fix that. I'm still gonna buy this character because this is the only character I'm missing at the moment. I've bought every other character. I'm probably gonna go back and buy the season pack, which I already have the characters. I'm only buying the season pack because I think there's like two jutsus, two ultimates that comes out of it. I think it's the Rasengan with Naruto and Boruto, and I think it's one. And it's another Rasengan with Kawaki. I think they're both. I think one's a teleportation, one's just a giant Rasengan, basically.
We Striker. So it seems like we are getting a new map, of which I already said, my guy, that from the Ishiki DLC, it looks like we're getting a new map that seems to be a bit more closed off. So that's going to be a lot more fun, a little bit more battles inside the trenches, if you will. And that was a secret message that most content creators are missing. I'm looking forward to this DLC. I'm hoping there's a few meta changes as well. A little bit disappointed that it is a defense, and also we're not getting a giant metal rod.
Well, let's get something out of the way. I just want to clarify. I'm sorry from what you're stating. The problem with people trying to have him as what else were you expecting him to be? To be honest, look at each class that's gotten love for this entire season. Let's be real. We have a great Madara that has a very great jutsu, a wide range jutsu. The only problem with it is sometimes it's not working. You could be right next to whoever you should be next to. You do the second part, and it doesn't do anything. They just sit there, break out of it, bing, and like, okay, it didn't do what it needed to do. Supposed to leave them one shot where we could just pick them all apart. No, don't get me wrong, it's still a good jutsu. I think it's probably not better than what's the name's not at all. I wouldn't use it above what's the name's jutsu Itachi's the reanimated Itachi's ultimate at all. But it's a very great ultimate for probably combat if you're in a losing situation or barrier battle, which probably if you're either attacking or defending side, I would prefer you to use it probably if you're on the defending side, because anything to hold them off or anything like that would be really good. Other than that, him being a defense makes perfect sense to me. It makes the most sense. Range would have been kind of stupid. Him being a healer, no. Him being an attacker, I'm just saying, attacker has way too much stuff already. Attacker is probably the class that has the most stuff to it, which is a problem. Because don't get me wrong, attacker is probably, if you really like to get in there and just beat the mess out of people, I think attacker is probably your best to really grind in the most. But there's other roles to fill. We need a flanker. We need someone that can take them out from a distance when I'm getting combo. I need someone, someone to back me up. If I'm gonna play a healer and you want me to keep you alive, you have to be able to do something. And defense is probably out of everyone. To be perfectly honest, outside of because I'm sorry, how do I say this without making it sound one class is over the other? Best way I could do it is like this. When you have four classes, the way we have four classes: attacker, range, healer, and defense. We have four different classes. Game modes. It's 4-man team versus another 4-man team. Some people can make it work with no healers and all attackers. Some people can make it work with nothing else but ranges, all healers, all defense. You all can make it work. But here's the problem with each one. Attackers are pretty good for single combat, probably one of the best when it comes to, dealing with a problem of something like that. Not the best. I mean, they're also multi-purpose also. I mean, technically everyone is multi-purpose, technically in a sense. Technically in a sense. Not looking at ninja tools or any of the weapons you have, just looking at just jutsus and ultimates. Um Attackers are very good at flag running and also defending, which is crazy to say, but if you know what you're doing, you could really have a really good build and something really easy that just to some people it's just irritating. It doesn't have to be meta. Oh, they're irritated. That's nice. Love when my dogs are irritated, don't you guys? But that's just all. Give me a second. I'm saying it's like there's four different classes. Each class has their own responsibilities to whatever. What's the name? Let's say let's focus on combat, for example. You're supposed to be in whoever's faced the most. You're probably going to be in range's face the most. Probably a ranger or healer's face, and you're going to be upright, shredding their health. A defense, I don't really expect. I don't really expect an attacker to do the best against a defense because I think a defense would be too sturdy sometimes, especially if you're running a good build. You'll probably have the most problems with if they're unskilled. Then yeah. So trying to also level out each DLC character to be able to cater to each. I don't know. Um, Class is kind of difficult to kind of pinpoint because personally for someone like me who's trying to look at each class and look at how everyone plays each class and everything like that, um the one who seems to always get their hands dirty the most is attacker. Healer doesn't technically have to get their hands dirty, nor do range technically have to. It should be technically only two classes that is really in combat the most, and that should be attacker and defense. I'm not saying that you can't just sit back and pop jutsus and that's it, and that's your entire game plan. It's just popping two jutsus and then your ultimate without throwing a single square or a single triangle. Or not throwing, but pressing in this case. Hey, you could be just pressing R1 and L1, and that's your entire game plan and dodging a few times. That could be it. But seeing that those two classes are the ones to really get into a fight and probably be in it the longest in comparison to a healer that unless you are a combat healer, which means that you're probably not doing your job as good unless you have to have a good ultimate or heal tags, which probably is essential. So you're probably, if you're especially like me, that means sometimes you're in the middle of a combo and you'll probably press circle. They're probably like, okay, just let me throw a kunai at him. You didn't do a heal tag, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So you'd unnecessarily throw one, which isn't bad. It's just funny more than anything else. But just looking at the four different classes and how they've been meant to be played or how they are being played, and looking at the wide variety of jutsus, defense do need some more love. Don't get me wrong, I do believe range is probably the one that's the most disliked, but the most fun to play because not only do you have jutsus that go a further range and probably better for some people that don't want to get into physical combat, that just can't stand the once you're comboed, if you have no subs, it's game over. I understand you, but you gotta understand that each class deserves something. Defense has some good stuff for it, but I think defense has too much stuff that's kind of heavy footed. It's more of a grounded battle with them, and it's not as, how do I put it without a defense versus an attacker? The attacker should win the fight, not necessarily out of, like, I believe if an attacker versus defense go at it, I do believe the defense comes in with the obvious advantage because they come in with more health and able to take a little more damage than the attacker would be able to. But the what's name should be able to dish out more damage. The attacker is able to dish out more damage than the defense. Then you have the other stuff that come into play to kind of level that out a lot more. Whatever jutsus you have from that point on, and ultimates and ninja tools. So, oh, and also weapons. And if you're very good with those weapons, not every weapon is good because SS. Just to point that out. But overall, yeah, it makes sense that he's a defense. I was really excited for him, and I'm excited that he's a defensive class, to be honest, because now I can sit and I can maybe play defense and let someone else play healer for a little bit. But I'm probably going to be restricted back to healer because there's no other healer that we play with that wants to be healer or even tries to be healer. I know for this lovely uh Ninja League, Ninja World League, we have flag and combat, which is two great things. Hey, I think that they should have another game mode in here eventually. Some people probably wonder what other game mode they can possibly have. I don't know, to be honest. I could probably think of something when I'm a little more calmer and not so rushing to make a video because I kind of rushed to make this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna calm down in a little bit and probably make a really good sit down and let's talk about this video. But um, yeah. Other than that, for now, we'll just stop the video here, and you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I will definitely be back.